It doesn't really matter all that much, but Joe Biden had a catastrophic, epic failure today. I have no idea what he intended to accomplish, but what happened there on The View set him back even further. Can you go any lower, Joe? Yeah, you did. He did a lot of damage to himself today. I'll have a full breakdown in just a little bit, but first, the Pope, a brand new American Pope. How about this? Totally shocked. Totally shocked. I wasn't really on the edge of my seat to find out who it was going to be, but I kind of assumed, we all know that being an American is like a demerit when it comes to the Vatican. It works against you. This was, anyway, big news for some people. I do hope that this Pope is different from the old Pope, okay? Let's face it, that Pope, is he the same as the old Pope? Let's hope not, all right? He was meddling in politics, and there are some indications that the new guy likes to meddle in politics, and these guys, they don't know what they're doing when it comes to politics, both of them. All right, some basics on the new guy. Let's see here. Pope Leo XIV, all right? He's going to go by that. 69 years old, born in Chicago, Illinois, graduated from Villanova University in 1977. With a degree in, with a Bachelor of Science, ordained in 1982. Robert is his first name. And here's what he looked like back in college. Like a regular guy. Like a totally regular person. And I never really thought of popes that way, right? They're different. They came from, did they go to Villanova? Villanova University is like a totally regular, school. It's just, good academics, great partying, sometimes great sports. I just thought they came from an environment more like this. You know what I mean? Like no, not that picture. Give me the other picture of the monks hanging around in the monastery. That's kind of what I thought was going on here. Right? Anybody? Oh, well, good for him. He's the Pope. Lay off at Twitter, Pope. Let's go through it. He tweets like crazy. You got a tweet here from another bishop, and he's, retweeted by Robert Prevost. That was about George Floyd. I'm sorry, man. You're just going with fake news about George Floyd. All right? Don't do this stuff. There are other things to do in the Catholic Church, right? There's a lot of work that needs to be done. What else has he retweeted or tweeted himself? All right, this guy, Rocco Palma, was giving Trump and Bukele of El Salvador a hard time. And do you not see the suffering? Is your conscience clear? This is to... President Trump's border policies are ending suffering for all involved, for Americans and for some of these poor people who have been trafficked and children who were forced to make this voyage. You got to stay the heck out of it. Sorry, Pope or no Pope. We're going to give it to you straight around here. And there's more. Let's see. Saying Trump's bad hombres line fuels racism and nativism. California bishops send preemptive blast on DACA repeal. What do you really know about DACA there, huh? Could you pass a quiz? I know you know more about the Catholic Church and the rules and... And then here he is doing with his own thumbs. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is another retweeter. I stand with the dreamers and all people who are working toward an immigration system that is fair, just, and moral. You dive in headfirst into a political issue and you don't understand it. Quite frankly, you don't live here anymore. You haven't in a long time. All right, now here are the tweets that he actually did himself. You taking on J.D. Vance? Are you crazy? Are you crazy or what? J.D. Vance is, I'm sorry, you stay out of it. He's not being told the whole story. Cardinal Dolan, why Donald Trump's immigration rhetoric is so problematic. It's not a place for the church to be, in my opinion. If you want to go there, if you want to be a full-time political commentator, great, but you can't do both at the same time. The old Pope, I think we can talk about him now. Way too political, way too cozy with Biden, by the way. And what the hell was this all about? I first thought that I was dreaming or hallucinating, but he's sitting there surrounded by a circus? Not a circus. There was a real sexual bent to it all and a trans thing going down, and it was weird. And it's kind of unacceptable. Yeah, it's... What about the time he hit that lady? He hit a lady. Now, granted, she was a little bit too enthusiastic, okay? All right, easy there, easy there. He's just the Pope. He had to slap her, and I think he did it twice. Yikes. I hope they went back and made friends. Can't do that. All right, so we have a Pope. You know what's kind of wild? Being from America, his parents, regular people. His father was a superintendent of a school system. His mother was a librarian. And the Pope has brothers. We don't know too much about them. Two brothers, John and Louis. And they're in America somewhere, right? If they're still... Imagine that, you know, having a regular job. Say you're like, I don't know, manager of a Target, and your brother is the Pope. That's pretty wild. And it's also pretty cool. We wish him luck. I hope he doesn't get too political. The indications are that he is, and this might have been an effort to find somebody American, English stature to stand up to Trump. I think that's what might be going on here, but we'll see. Good luck to the pontiff. Next, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden. Yay!
We haven't seen that fake run in a long time. That fake run, it was all classic Joe, right? Not being facetious, no hyperbole, not a joke. It was all there, as were the lies and incredible spinning. He says he would have won if he were still on the ticket. He slammed everybody, including the United States of America. The reason why Kamala Harris lost is because Americans are racist, right? Didn't want to vote for a biracial. Are you crazy or what? This guy too. Next. Goofy, awkward, weird, and not to nitpick, he only really said hello to the youngest, most attractive person there. He blew off the women of color. I don't care, but you know, his constituency kind of does. And look at his reaction to Whoopi. Whoopi asked the first question. Whoopi, by the way, is not entirely insane when she's done on that show. She's not. But she tried to warm things up, or maybe an icebreaker, you'd call it. Watch.
I miss being here.
Yeah.
I'm actually interviewing for a job as a cameraman, but
We are beyond happy to have you here for today for a lot of different reasons. But my question is...
Her question wasn't that important. It was, how you doing? But did you see how he had his head low? And he looks at her like he's never seen a person like Whoopi before. What is wrong with him? There was nothing accomplished by this appearance, nothing. I think he did himself grave damage, and I don't think we're going to see much more of him. You know who can do an appearance on The View like nobody else? Trump has been on the show something like 18 times. You got to have a point. He just kind of showed up and like, okay, give it to me. You got to have a plan. You got to have something to say. Watch what President Trump did 20 years ago or so.
I'll tell you who's mad. Donald Trump. Joy said the guy wears a tube.
He says that it's his own hair. So I believe him because I believe Donald. He's an upstanding American.
Yeah.
But America doesn't believe him. We've gotten, you know, a letter poured in yesterday. Asking, is that really his hair?
Oh, my God.
Okay, you ready? Come in. Just check it out.
No, it's true. It's real.
It's not very pretty, but it's real.
It works. You got to have something to say, even if it's about your hairdo. Joe had nothing to say. And it showed, man, oh man, oh man. All right, shall we do it? It's a little bit painful, but it's necessary. Go ahead.
it was it wasn't a slam dunk, and so look, no one thought I could get past an over $1 trillion plan to rebuild the country. I knew it wasn't going to happen right away. The projects, the benefits, and so we went to work, and we got it done. And one of the things that well, and
Alyssa, one of the things I think,
and I think that we still. Let me put it this way: I had 6 more months.
So, just awful. Now he's lost, and Jill shows up, and she has to come to his defense. A couple more things, not necessary, but a little bit fun. I don't know. I can't believe he was president, but it's kind of awesome he's gone. I never liked this. We're talking about the Pope, Christianity. For him, he had such an opportunity to talk about the faith. It was always a punchline, like it was today.
Hey, we are back with President Joe Biden, and Anna has the next question.
So, Mr. President, we just marked last week Trump's 100th day in office.
Ha 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 ha! Not funny. Not funny. And it was all scripted. All right. Jill shows up. And at least Jill, at times, was prepared to say the obvious truth for one of the first times, actually.
But even after that, the polls just showed me down by 2 points.
and Hannah, Joe came on. I went onto the stage after the debate. I mean, we all saw it. It was terrible. So Joe looked at me and he said, I'll use screwed up. He said, he didn't say that.
We all saw it. It was terrible. She kind of yeah. I would be annoyed if I were Joe, but that's not what she said after the debate. It's not at all what she said. I understand you got to kind of put a happy face on things, but she lied.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the...
And then he lied, right? Remember that crazy face she made? She made a crazy face. She's anyway, now she's being straight. I don't like it. They, at this moment, you'll see, they're aware they made a mistake. They go to the commercial break, they're happy, and watch when they come back. I think one of their aides came to them, or I don't know, maybe he did get into an argument with Whoopi. Watch this.
My goodness, more with President Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden when we come back. Okay, we're back with President Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden.
They're not happy. Not happy.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.